On Saturday morning, the sky was clear. But the streets were littered with debris. And as we looked back at the last 24 hours, you heard of amazing heroism, offers of help and support, and stories of great tragedy.
I slept in my car last night. I just couldn't get home at all. And I've just come past the foreshore at Warners Bay, and it's just complete devastation.
Emergency services in New South Wales will begin a massive clean-up operation today in the Hunter Valley and Newcastle.
Standing here in Wallsend, Nelson Street at the moment, I'm surrounded by abandoned vehicles, cars in the canals, shops with windows out. The shop owners are trying to make their buildings secure at the moment because, of course, looting's a real concern for us.
Wallsend businesses that have been affected by flooding have had to employ security guards to deter looters. More than 30 shops were inundated and have stopped trading for the next few days.
Paramedics actually have lost 5 vehicles overnight in our attempts to try and get people to hospital. And
you lost 5 vehicles?
The vehicle stalled. The officers had to literally piggyback the man from the vehicle through the water to higher ground. Now, unfortunately, that vehicle that had to stay there overnight has been looted. Everything's been stolen from the vehicle, including the radios have been cut from that vehicle.
Without my neighbours' support in this street, we would just have nothing. We're treading on surfboards to get into bed, and we've got big branches blocking our drive. We can't get out of the street. We're sitting in the house with candles, and we didn't want to sleep. We were so frightened.
Energy Australia says it's working hard to restore power to homes in Sydney, the Central Coast and the Hunter Valley.
I don't know that the organisation's ever faced a challenge of this magnitude, mate. At the outset, Craig, yes, it's going to be quite some time. I do apologise to customers, but this is way beyond our control.
Blackbutt Reserve has been closed indefinitely by Newcastle Council after the park suffered serious damage in last night's storm.
Shortly after 5 p.m. last night, we had reports of a male person being swept into a stormwater drain from a vehicle that he was a passenger in. Since that time, police have been conducting searches.
The body of a 45-year-old man was found at Hamilton North near Newcastle after he was swept down a stormwater drain on Friday night. Police and emergency services have been commended for their bravery in searching for victims of the storms. 9 people have died because of the extreme conditions, including a family of 5 killed when their car was swept away by a road collapse near Somersby on the Central Coast.
All personnel went above and beyond the call of duty. As you're well aware, the elements conspired against us from the very start. Despite this, they battled on in a desperate effort to find survivors. And sadly, this wasn't to be the case.
NRMA Insurance says it's already received more than 1,000 claims from Newcastle residents affected by the storms.
Generally, most flood cover in Australia does cover people for storm-related flooding. The most important thing for people to do as policyholders is to contact your insurer straight away and talk to them about the claims process and the assessment process, and just make sure the insurer knows that you're intending to put a claim in.
And the Prime Minister, John Howard, says he expects to visit the Hunter region and Central Coast in coming days to survey the damage from the storms and floods. Mr Howard has announced additional emergency funding of $1,000 per adult and $400 per child for people who've been injured or whose homes have been severely damaged.
Prime Minister, I don't know if you've seen photos of this ship that is stuck on Nobby's Beach.
It's an extraordinary sight.
There's several hundred down here at the moment in freezing conditions. The city is packed with people parking wherever they can and walking in. They're bringing their children to see this amazing sight. People are pretty bleary-eyed. Not many people have had a good night's sleep, but a lot have made the effort to come out and see this because they feel like it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
I know I speak for every Australian in saying that the country is thinking of you and the human and tragic side of something such as this.
My 12-year-old son was washed off a road at Maryland.
But I'm joined this morning by Kira Bishop, who is Alex's mum. How's your boy?
Well, very well, surprisingly.
Kira, I'm actually joined on the other line by Mark Tucker, who works for Telstra. And when was your attention drawn to the fact that this young fellow was in trouble?
Young girl was screaming at the boys in the creek, went down to try and help. About 4 blokes with the rope up to their waists in water and trying to get it out to the boy, and council guy was on the tree with him, holding his head up out the water. The policeman, he's tried to get him and washed into another tree, and he's trying to calm him down. I've got all my wet weather gear, my gumboots and that on, and got back out, took it off, and I'm screaming because I'm panicking and I'm screaming to get some hose because the water's actually going around his chin, around his mouth. And he was hysterical. So I got the hose and I'm thinking, put it in his mouth so he can breathe, but we can't get the hose to him. There was no one on the other side to sort of throw anything. So the council guy's just saying, hurry up, do something. And he said, I can't hang on anymore. So we're still trying to get the rope around him and hoping that the emergency service is going to turn up. And he just said, look, I'm going to let go. I just can't do it. So I just reached out to the branch and put myself on the tree. Just managed to get the rope around him underneath his arms and did about 3 knots around the rope. Told the guys to pull and his arm's still caught in the tree. So we got his arm out and basically just dragged him up right up onto the high ground, and the ladies have pounced on him with all the blankets.
Goodness me.
Yeah.
Mark, I bet that's not how you thought your day would end up when you went to work?
No, it wasn't.
Kira, what would you like to say to Mark?
Oh, thank you so much, Mark. I'm just emotional over this. I haven't heard that full story like that. I'm very grateful. That's all right.
Kira, that's such a close call, isn't it?
It's just a big thank you to Maryland people and to everybody who participated in that help. We just can't thank them enough.